Okay, campers, so I'm going to do this because this is the only sane thing to do. Cleared out a shed yesterday and found a myriad of things. Some that could be burnt, some that can't, like plastic, bottles, metal, crash helmets, drawers, stuff like that. But the economy of God? Since when was God interested in money? Right? And running to the basic elements of Christian life, which says, because I had to read some because I was so intrigued, that there is no religion outside America because God chose America as his place of being. And then there's the English Standard Version written by Americans, right? You'll notice it's considerably thinner than the first one and the second one, the Old Testament and the New Testament. And the English is, they can't even spell. The grammar's appalling. I wouldn't even use it for bog roll, so I'm going to burn all of these and then I'm going to put it on YouTube. Now, Mr. Happy, I would happily keep, but unfortunately, he has a hobby, and he's also mouldy and covered in bird shit. So, we're going to start the fire using a lighter fluid. Should get it going nicely, and a bit of paper, and then a lighter. There we go. So we're burning nicely. So I think the basic element saying that there is no God other than the one in America should go first. Yes, it's burning nicely. And then the economy of God. How do you even come to that conclusion? Why would God be interested in any economy apart from creating life or not creating life or not intervening or not existing? And the fact that they find that even believable is beyond me. So that can go on there. That's burning very nicely. And then finally, probably get done for this, but it's American and it's completely illiterate. So there goes the American Holy Bible, saying that there is no religion apart from the religion in America. We are all wrong unless we live in America. And essentially they think God is this great white man. Actually, he was black. He was born in June in Ethiopia, and he spoke Aramaic. So they're wrong on, several fronts. My stick here of wood to keep it going, because I don't want the bastard to go out. Good God, no. There we go. Burning nicely. So there you go. The economics of God, beyond me. And I have a friend who went to the LSE, London School of Economics, the most respected economical school in the world, and actually runs our economy as the 7th richest country in the world. And yes, they're burning quite nicely, I'm going to post this on YouTube, and I hope I get so much abuse from the Flat Earth Society, just general morons, because the average IQ of anyone outside of America is about 100, yeah? In America, it's 75. So that just shows you there are. Even Madonna said in, I can't remember when it was, when she was with Guy Ritchie, she said if you took the thickest person in England off a council estate, they would be like Albert Einstein to an American. And she's American. Which kind of sums it up, really. Hey, look, there you go. It's all burning away. Good. Get my crutch. My vape. And keep it going. Because I don't want this. I think this is actually, you know, I mean, there's what, 1.2 billion Hindus, 1.3 billion Buddhists, God knows how many Muslims. I mean, how many Muslim states? There's what, 330 million people in America, give or take, minus the corona, which didn't do enough damage, if you ask me. And there's 8.2 billion people on the planet. And they seem to think that God only exists in their country. So if you take our galaxy, which has got 150 billion stars, and use the Drake equation, and that's just our galaxy alone. The nearest one is Andromeda, which is moving towards us at 250 miles an hour, which is fucking nothing compared to the speed of light, which is 186,355 miles an hour. Anyway, I digress. If you take those figures into consideration, that means 8 billion people are wrong and the Americans are right. That is why I am burning this shit, because it is a lie. And when people lie, especially if they, I mean, I don't know if this is libel or anything like that. I mean, could I take them to court? I'd like to. I'd like to stand up in court and say, actually, no, you're not the only country with a God. But probably won't be allowed to. But anyway, that is my little contribution to the planet Earth today. If we got rid of Americans, actually, because they consume and they have destroyed this planet through pure greed, wealth, I mean, in their minds, unless you're rich, you're nothing. And they don't care about the poor. The rich control what happens. Even Obama, I mean, he was a good president in my eyes, but he promised to close Guantanamo Bay. People who were put there, and Castro hasn't cashed a single fucking check, right? And basically he said he was going to close it as soon as he got into office. And it's still there. And now we've had Trump, the lunatic. If you go online and say, is Trump insane? 50,000, I'm not making this up, 50,000 individual psychologists and psychoanalysts said, yes, he is completely off his rocker. It's just a shame he never got to use his nukes. Anyway, on that note, I think that's a fantastic sight of detritus being destroyed, and I just hope that someone has the foresight to get rid of America. Just there's probably 1% that are okay. The rest of you, I'd kill you in a heartbeat. I'd launch as many nukes as I could at your major cities, and I wouldn't actually skip a beat, because I find you're culturally bankrupt. You are the 68th empire to rule the world, and you police the world. Well, okay, what are you doing about the Taliban taking over Afghanistan? Nothing. You're pulling your troops out. Oh, because it might get a bit dodgy because Brad might die and, who's going to drive his pickup? You're a bunch of fucking idiots, to be perfectly honest. I can't think of a country I detest more, and I have actually been there, unfortunately, and I hated it. I prefer the third world, where people are poor but honest and true and spiritual and actually respect other people and their opinions, whereas you lot just don't respect anyone unless it's got a Benjamin Franklin wodge. So on that note, I will leave you because it's coming up to 11 minutes, and I said I would do it under 12. So there you go. That is my opinion. So anyway, hopefully America, San Francisco's on the tectonic plate, so hopefully we'll get a big earthquake there and you'll all die. And maybe if we get a meteor, in all the films they land in America, or or an extinction level event, something like that, something horrible to happen to you all. Well, I've gone over my time limit. So anyway, goodbye Americans, I hope you die horribly. You're a bit like Hitler. It's like we didn't really like the Nazis in Europe because they had this sort of like tunnel vision, and you seem to have adopted the same thing. You don't like people of colour, you're racist, you're innately racist, even though you say you're not. You are, right? And you actually put people in jail for possession of drugs when they're drug addicts. And you declared a war on plants like opium and marijuana, and go to Portugal and see what they say about it, because basically it's such a waste of resources, right? Your military budget could pay for R&D, which would basically cure most of the problems on the planet if we put it into renewable energies like solar, wind, geothermal, you name it. Because at the moment all we've managed to do is set fire to things, mostly dinosaurs, dead dinosaurs, that's it, and the gases. And the Russian oligarchs get richer, but at least they don't boast about it. And honestly, the whole of your society is based on a lie, a constitution. We had a Magna Carta by King John, and the only reason it was signed is because the dukes took him out on a boat, and they said, if you don't sign it, we're going to chuck you over the side, and he couldn't swim, right? And basically, don't even get me started on guns. I live in the UK. We don't have guns, full stop. That's why no one gets shot, funnily enough. Farmers have guns, but they don't shoot people. And occasionally we get the odd terrorist, but they're not homegrown. They're usually imported from places you've invaded. And they mistake us. I hate when I'm abroad, right? I've been to 43 different countries in my life. And when I'm abroad and I'm accused of being an American because I speak English, I immediately take out my British passport and say, actually, no, I'm not. I can actually speak properly and eloquently, and I despise that country from the bottom of my heart. So there goes the economics and the Bible, and you're just so lost. You're lost, you're fat, you're rich, and you've got lots of guns and stuff like that, basically, which doesn't actually do anyone any favours ever. Anyway, rant over. This is Sydney Cartland signing out. If anyone's got a brain, they'll work out who that is. See you later. Bye.